And we are live.
Yay, we're live here from Hari's Facebook page. Yay! And what else would you talk about on Hari's Facebook page, but
Anything
sex?
you would like.
Next.
So here it is, Friday, the 10th of January. And in exactly 1 week, this wild mob of people will all be together live. Well, Timothy won't be there live, unfortunately. Timothy will be in Los Angeles. Well, who knows? He could be anywhere. Maybe he will be in Mumbai. But the rest of us will be live in Mumbai for In the Beginning, a class about sex. How cool and how exciting. I can't begin to tell you. I'm thrilled to be coming to play with you guys. We did this class. When was it exactly? When were we in Mumbai last time doing this?
I think it was July
July.
last year.
Yeah.
And
July.
what a phenomenal class.
It rocked.
Yeah.
It rocked so much. So this time, because we're greedy, we're not just doing one, we're doing two back to back. Well, there's a short break in between because sometimes, just like sex, you need a little break before you go again. So we're having In the Beginning and In the Middle, live and online from Mumbai. And some of you out there listening in Facebook and in the various groups that we're going to share this video to might be like, what is this all about? What is this class all about? So instead of me talking, I'd love to hear from you guys. What did you learn from that class or get from it? What changed for you? If anyone wants to share anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Rashi.
So from it was a space what you gave us that when you are in your body, that's the energy of being sex. And I was blown away. I still remember that sentence when you're telling me, and I was like, what? Because in my reality, the sex was you understand sex and copulation, but to see sex from that energy of receiving you, I think no one taught us that energy. So it's like the more you're ready to be with your body, it doesn't matter what age, what gender you are in, that space of the receiving just like melts in your world.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest take. And I just feel since, I mean, I've done a couple of them now, I just feel it just daily makes me see that, okay, you know what? Just receive that, receive. Like it just makes the different game to play with your body. You have the gratitude, but the way of receiving with being vulnerable with your body is taught me in a very different way now.
That's so cool.
Can I? When we were talking about this class and when we were inviting people to this class, a lot of people, even though they'd signed up, but they backed out last minute because they were like, "Oh my God, this is a huge topic about sex, and I don't really want people to know I'm attending a class like this, or I'm a little scared to figure out to know more about this and how can I go and attend a class on sex. But what I didn't realize is, especially when I attended this class, it was more about learning to receive yourself so dynamically, being so unstoppable. It was about opening up different aspects of all the places where you stop your receiving because of your points of view or how others are judging you. And it's a beautiful, beautiful invitation to having more of you. This class is phenomenal. And it goes beyond what people are concluding. And there is so much more to this class than just the topic that is there. I mean, it's phenomenal. And all those people who've been resisting attending this class, this is our invitation to you. Just jump in. If it's calling out to you, just jump in. Don't conclude anything. You will receive so much more beyond what you would have ever imagined. And then we also have a in the middle. I wonder what that would create. I think Harry has attended one of those classes, and I wonder what he has to say about this.
It was a game changer for me where we had like stuck ourselves in terms of what sex is, what relationship is, and what's receiving, you can actually make out how things work hand in hand and what's the particular energy behind that. Because many times you are fed with the information, okay, you should not look at sex, you should not look at relationships, and somewhere people have mixed sex and relationships together. It makes you aware of like what sex is, what's copulation, what's receiving, and what's relationship. That
Yeah.
was a game changer for me. And last time when Chris was here in July and had a question regarding relationships, where I choose a greater thing in my life and suddenly the relationships would go off. And he said, what if that relationship was for that particular time? No wrongness, no judgment about it. That really just fracked out my world.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for telling me that.
You're welcome.
I want to jump into and add something here. I do want to hear more from the rest of you, but also to what Smriti was saying. Some people out there may be on the fence or not sure if they should come, and intimidated by the topic or scared because they don't think they think they are so screwed up in this area that there's no hope for them, or they're worried about sharing what is going on for them with their sexual reality. I had a woman come to me not that long ago and say, "Hey, I'm so excited about that class and I've signed up so many times, but I always don't come because I'm 50 years old and I'm afraid to tell you this, but I've never had sex." And she said, "I've had private sessions with so many different facilitators, and they all do the same thing. They try to fix me so that I start having sex. But you're the first person who said to me, do you actually want to? Does your body actually want to?" Because when I spoke with her, the awareness I had was, I don't actually get sex is for her. Like there is no desire for it in her world whatsoever. And that's okay too. And some of you out there may need to know that we're not going to tell you the right way. There is no right way. And you don't need to be fixed. You're not doing anything wrong. You also have nothing to be afraid of. And this truly is one of the only places on the planet where we're going to get to talk about this topic with no judgment. Simone Millicis, some of you may know, she's a big part of Access Consciousness. And she listened to the last two of these classes that I did. And she said, oh my God, the people that come to this class are the naughty boys and girls from the classroom that think there's something wrong with them, but there's nothing wrong with them. So I just wanted to, when you were speaking, Smriti, I was like, oh yeah, there's all these people out there that are scared to come because they think, oh, I'm too screwed up in this area. I'm not even having enough sex to like have anything to say, and I'm scared to share that even. So no, there is
Could
a
I say
space of,
something?
you can say anything you want, Timothy. You've been to every one of the Truth About Sex classes.
Yeah, I have. And just to address the people who are a bit nervous about people knowing that you are going to a terrible perverted sex class. We have capacity on these classes. As far as I know, we're the only class that does this. You can attend totally anonymously if you want to. If you want to sign up and let us know, hey, I don't want anybody to know who I am, you can come on the Zoom anonymously and we won't reveal who you are, and you can ask questions totally anonymously and we'll pass them along to Chris and you can get facilitated without even having to reveal who you are. And when we did this in Japan, what we found was a bunch of people came online the first day, and then they enjoyed it so much they came in person the second day. So that's also an option. If you want to sign up and be anonymous online, and then you realize it's a bunch of fun and you actually want to jump in the pool, you're more than welcome. So we've got that option for you guys.
Thank you, Tim. That's awesome. Now, Sangeeta, I remember quite distinctly in the class in Mumbai in July. Sorry, this is Latte, and he wants to be a part of the conversation. The class in July, we were having conversations particularly about rejection and how people create rejection. And you were like, bah, what the fuck? What has changed for you since those conversations?
So I mean, thank you for asking me this. I was wrapping my head around like, what do I share? Because so much changed for me after that class. Like, where do I even begin? Thank you for reminding me that I did have rejection as a huge part of my life. So something must have changed for me to not even think about that topic right now while talking to you. But it's been such a beautiful journey because I had to look at whether rejection was even real, whether I had just bought it as a point of view, because your class opened me up to literally discover what works for me. And it wasn't, I was just rejecting what works for me. I was rejecting me more than, thinking about other people rejecting me. Since that class, it's just been 6 to 7 months. The amount of ease I've had with um, dating apps, meeting people, existing, I would like to call them creationships now because it's not relationship. And also like the amount of people that have dropped from my life because it didn't work. It's wherever I was trying to be that, round pin trying to fit into a square peg. I mean, into a square hole, it just stopped. And like my space has expanded so much. And the beauty is, I've begun to enjoy people where they are at, Chris. That's the biggest freedom. So it's, you instead of like wanting to fit everything into the prescription of what reality says relationship should be, or if you're having a good time with someone, it has to end up being something. It's been such an enjoyment to enjoy people where they're at,
Yeah.
and and what they can give, and I've begun to look at it like what a gift this is, whatever they can gift me. And what that's done is I've had more people going, I'd like to see you again, and me going, oh, do I really want to? So I guess
Wait. That's incredible. Because you know what that is? That's choice.
yeah,
Now it's a choice.
yes,
Whereas in the past, so many people, all they care about is, oh my God, someone wants to have sex with me. Someone wants to go on a date with me. They
yeah.
don't give themselves the choice of, yeah, but will it be fun? They just are so flattered by the attention that that's all they care about.
Yes, and also the willingness to play. So like there are times when and it's also a choice to just, like I just like to show up, and then there is a choice like I'd really like to flirt with this person, and then there's a choice of like maybe I take him home, maybe not, But it's just and it's so much fun. Like I think my life has just become a bit too much fun. So and like I think the other day my friend said, every time I go out with you, people come up and hit on us. It's dangerous. And I'm like, I love it. Right? Because there's nothing I have to do about it. I just play. And the other thing that I really, really wanted to mention, Chris, was that, I cannot thank you enough for the gift of, because I allow what works for me, I have so much space for what works for the other person and no hard feelings. There is no question of anyone rejecting anyone. It's like whatever, however we want to play, and that's cool. And that is like when you reach that space, all I feel is this sense of gratitude for the engagement. It's like, oh my God, I can write a book about all the beautiful experiences I've had in the last 6 months, right? And the funny things that have happened to me where, like there's this 30, look, I'm 48. There was this 32-year-old who wanted like a companion commitment. And I was like, look, I really like you because you are so much fun to be with. It's so easy to talk to you. But I'm not in a space where I want to have a committed companionship. And he's like, no, it's either all in or all out. And I've been there, right? I've been that person. So I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. Like, to be on the other side and go like, I adore you and this friendship is always open, but I can't do this commitment thing right now because I'm not there yet. And to also have him go like, all right, but I'm right here. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I cannot deny the fact that I'm also receiving a lot more gifts, like physically, like people are just sending me food and flowers and everything that like is so hedonistic in my world. Like it's just awesome. Women, men, it's just
Okay, wait. I have to interrupt you. I'm going to the airport now. I'm coming to Mumbai early because we need to go out. Let's
yes,
go. Let's start right now. Let's
yes,
go right now.
yes.
And I
I'm
have to
going.
say, I'm gonna tell on you, Miss Sangeeta, because the day after and during the class in July in Mumbai, you were going on dates. All of a sudden, you
I
were like,
did,
"This
and
is
guess what?
changing." And
Yeah, and the guy kept calling me to come and see him again, and I was like, "Mm, no, thank
choice,
you."
choice.
Yeah, you really took it rejection totally out of my universe, and like it's just been a whole lot of fun.
Well, but look at it. If you have a thing about being rejected, you have to create people in your life to reject you.
Yeah,
If that's what you've decided is your fate and that's what you've decided is your karma, you're
yeah.
going to create it and you will totally corrupt and pervert the world around you to prove that your story that you tell the world about how rejectable you are is true.
You're absolutely right. And the minute that, and it wasn't like, you set the ball rolling, right? And then it was a choice on an everyday basis to whether I wanted to believe that story or did I want to give it up. And, and as I kept giving it up, like in every interaction, in every engagement, not just with meeting a guy, but also like in terms of work, in terms of my body, there was this space of receiving that opened up and like, oh my God, I've also gotten softer in my body, Chris, which is such a, I don't know, it's a very, it's such a beautiful space, and it's hard now to have that wall. It's really hard to, not let people in. It's really hard because it hurts when I do that, right? And before it was this big wall of I'm gonna just do this by myself and no, and
If it hurts, I suggest using more lubricant.
next time
Silly.
for sure. Oh my God, but I can't mention certain things on this call. But when we meet and go out, I have
Come
to
to class.
share about some of the experiences I've had that it's just freaking blown my mind, my body, my soul. I mean, it's another level of. I mean, you made me very naughty, Chris.
No, bullshit. I did not make you naughty. I gave you permission to be who you are.
Oh my God. Oh yes, that. Oh, watch out, world. Oh, yeah, and of course, nobody else can have it because it's only for me.
Only for you. But no, but listen, like what I was saying earlier about the woman who came to me and she's like, I've never had sex. And so I don't get it. Like she was even describing like watching a movie where there's a love scene and she gets actually physically repulsed by it. And the awareness I had was this woman's body in her does not desire sex. You, on the other hand, do.
All the
You're
time.
not you're not right and you're not wrong.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong and she's not right. It's whatever works for you. And I have Timothy here, as I said, Timothy's been on every one of the classes that we've done so far. And for those of you coming online, he's going to be your online host. Um, he asked me a couple weeks ago, like, okay, we started this specialty basically 1 year ago in January of 2024. And now here we are 1 year later. What was it in the first year? What was your target then? And what would you like now? And the first year really was about that, about giving people permission to find out what's true for them and get out of the shame and the fear and the judgment and the stigma, deal with the issues stemming from abuse, all of those things. And we'll cover that again because that's still relevant to a lot of people. My overall target with both in the beginning and in the middle, this is the first time we're doing them together like this, and I'm so excited. What I really want to get to is inviting people to an undefined sexual reality. Because most people operate from preferences and types and a sexuality that determines what they can receive and what they can't. And I think it's time for us to go beyond that into a reality with sex that has no definition, that is a constant state of maybe. Will that be fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, a lot of people have sort of resigned to the fact that, okay, fine, this is going to be my reality and nothing can change. So now in this lifetime, this is it. So this class is an invitation for each one of you to know that there can be so much more. So much more.
I do have a question from one of the participants who'd actually reached out to ask me if this class is for her. And she had said that she's married. And so, sex outside the marriage is not not an option that she is even looking for. However, she desires more sex and her husband doesn't. Then is this class going to be helpful for someone like that?
Fuck yes. Pardon my French. That's not French, but you said a couple things that were really, really diamonds, Miss Sangeeta. You said, I'm starting to really enjoy people where they are. And relationships are so tricky. Almost every person on the planet who's been in a relationship has gone through that period where the beginning is really fun and it's the honeymoon period and the sex is fresh and new and exciting and oh my God, this is so cool. And then the monotony or the routine sets in and the sex starts to diminish. So much of that, again, is based on conclusions about what your reality is. Smriti just said the words out of your mouth, again, they were just like so on point. People have bought that their reality, whether it's their marriage or whatever, okay, well, this is how it is, and this is my lot in life, and this is my circumstance, and it's not changeable. Her husband doesn't want more sex. She wants more sex. You've got to receive people where they're at and who they are without trying to fix them or change them to really enjoy them and have peace with them, and start looking at what choices you have that are different. Like, people have a funny idea about what choice really is. Simone Milasas, I'm going to mention her again. She's taught me so much about choice with this one example that she often gives when she's describing choice. She talks about Nelson Mandela and how Nelson Mandela, when he went to prison, he had a choice. And people might look at him and go, no, he didn't have choice. He was locked up. He had no choice but to be in prison. But the real choice was how he responded to the situation, how he looked at his situation and went, okay, I can be bitter. I can be angry. I can hate this. I can be resentful of the injustice, or I can choose peace. And when he left prison, everyone said, well, now is the time for revenge. Now is the time to take back what's ours. Now is the time to fight the power that oppressed us. And he went, no. Real choice and the choice to change anything has to involve receiving. It has to, for the woman you're giving the example of, has to take into account the other people in the situation, truly receiving who they are and what their desires are, and seeing what's possible from there. A lot of people see their relationships and their marriages as a prison, just like Nelson Mandela. And you can choose peace with it, and you can choose to create it as something that works for you, or you can struggle against what's wrong about it. Believe me, I understand. I've been married. I chose divorce. It was a great choice for me. But I don't have the point of view that everyone should be getting a divorce. You have to choose what works for you. And I think relationships have the potential to be really beautiful, and sex is a big part of a relationship. But you've got to challenge the conclusions you've come to about your situation if you really want to have choice within it.
I love that you say that because it's so easy to just like what Smriti said, you just go into these hardcore conclusions and you're not willing to even look at what the person may be capable of if you drop those points of view. Or if there's another way to play with that person if I didn't have this point of view. Right. And
Yeah. And what if having a sexual reality didn't require a partner?
oh my God, that.
Yeah, but I'm not just talking about masturbation. Not just.
Oh, I can't wait to discover. I'm sure you're not giving it away on this call, are you?
No,
Oh, we need to come there.
I'm not coming all the way to Mumbai from Australia to give it away now here.
Yes, 100%. But that was a lovely bait.
Yeah. Ina Basur, you're being quiet and demure and naughty in the corner. See, Ina's a prime example of the naughty kids in class that this
Always said
particular course attracts.
the backbencher.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much. Like I love what everyone said, but it's all like so much of that like rings true for me as well. And like for me, what changed, like I think before the class, I was like just being part of the whole creation. I was into like sex and having a lot of it and enjoying it and trying different things. And what shifted for me after the class was that I became so much more present with, like Rashi said, like with myself and with my body. So I've been like really exploring my body and like masturbation or just enjoying it to a totally different level. And also with everything, like what's changed for me is like now when I touch fabric, it's so much more, I can get the sense of it. Like now when I'm lying down on my bed, I can, like, it doesn't even have to be focused masturbation, but also like I start becoming aware of where I am. Even when I'm like touching myself or masturbating, it's like where it's from judgment. And that's really shifted. Like, you know how you think you have to judge to come, and that that's really changed a lot for me. And that I get is oozing out in everything else that I'm choosing. And I'm so much like everything that I'm being and doing. Yes, I have moments of where like, oh, I could be choosing so much more, but whatever that I am choosing, I'm really enjoying it. Like cooking or being present or creating something with the business or being with someone. And all of that has become so much more sensual, so much more with presence and so much more with receiving and vulnerability, just being there for what it is.
Mm,
And just more happy, I guess. Because I
that's so.
get that it's I do have moments of where I get, oh, I could be creating this and this, which is cool, which is recognizing there's more possible. But it's also overall moment to moment, there's so much more joy, so much more um peace with myself and with my body. Like, oh my God, our bodies are yummy, and how does it get even better than this? Like I am like, let's go.
Exactly. Let's go. And I have to give a big shout out to like Smriti and Rashi here are our local hosts in Bombay, in Mumbai, and oh my God, everywhere they take us, all the different places for food and cocktails and to see things, it's like all of them are sensual, beautiful experiences for the body. Like Mumbai has some incredible places to go, and these two hedonists are amazing tour guides.
Yeah, even if you just come to the class to experience what good food, good drinks, and what it is like to be in beautiful surroundings, so that it inspires you to have like a greater life. That's the job done.
Mm. I've got one more quick question for you guys. So you've told us like what your experience has been and what has changed. What would you like to invite people to with this?
Can I go first?
Of course you can, sugar.
I'd really like I'd really like people to have the joy of knowing that whatever works for you is all right. It's not wrong, and it doesn't have to fit into what this reality says is right or wrong.
Mm.
And when you're willing to sort of allow that for yourself, you just have a bigger playground, and everything that you require to allow that into your reality just freaking shows up. People, places, experiences, conversations. It's just, I have to tell you, the level of, like what Ina said, when you have that peace with your body, something that I never mentioned in class, but I have like spoken about this in a lot of other classes, is that I hate being photographed because I never like my photographs. And there's always this huge judgment that I would have when I would see that photograph, my photograph. But over this last 6 months, especially over the last month, and this is because we're doing the class again, I love me in photographs. It's huge, Chris. I've tried to change this for the last 13 years, right? It's huge for me. It's like just yesterday I was on a trip, sweaty, hot. We were in some, we'd gone for some, it was like well, it was like a sort of a religious trip. So there were people pushing and climbing all over you. And it was like not at all peaceful, but there was so much peace within me that my friend and me just looked at each other and were like, God, even this rowdy lot of men pushing us and like going, like literally getting into our bodies is not moving our, center point. We're just, and we could just laugh about it. And then we stood and took some pictures, and I was like, fuck, we are so hot. It was so cool. And we were like, we just got trashed, right? Because there were people climbing on us. Our hair was all out of place. And it was so hot. And I was like, God, it was so hot. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
It's getting very dangerous, Chris.
Good. I bring it. Bring it, bring it, bring it. It's changing the world.
Yeah. Thank you.
Who else?
So
Smriti.
I would actually like people to start learning to receive themselves, especially with this class, that this is what it invites you to. And it doesn't matter if anybody else receives you or not, as long as you are receiving, willing to receive yourself, that's a game changer. Everything starts shifting. You just start having so much more of you. And with the choices that you start making, you just start choosing so much more of other things also. So receiving you, irrespective of whether anybody else is receiving you, is a game changer. And that's what this class invites you to.
You are so fucking smart. Because so many people don't get what you've just said. So many people think receiving has to be what's outside that's coming in. They never stop to think about receiving themselves and what and who they are. That would be a game changer. I feel like Rashi's dying to say something. Burning.
So everything what these guys said, and like I would just see like everything what we discussed in last couple of minutes, it has everything what this class goes and beyond. So the minute you choose this, your body will just start melting to receive everything from this reality, because you're receiving you at such a space, like as Smriti said, no one has shown us this before. And when you are really allowing to have that, I just feel every area of your life starts to change. So it goes beyond the receiving of this reality. And I think that's the way, like I like how Ina said, like, she started to feel the fabric is not a separation. Actually, there's no separation. The receiving what you teach us in these classes, it just goes like, wow, everything is me. So it's not about the sex of this reality. It just goes beyond how to just have you in this world. So that.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. What about you, Hari? And if you don't have anything, you don't have to talk.
For me, it's like melting the walls of judgment you have been implanted with by your family, by your social gathering people. It's just like when you bring down those walls of judgment, you'll actually start to love you more. and start to have people around you who will actually be more happy with you.
Yeah. I love that. Mm. Anyone else have any last comments they want to add?
I would love to say like like whatever that you would like that you don't even think that you can ask for. That's like what you don't think you should ask for, that you can't ask for, you can't have, you can't be, you can't receive. That's like you can. So
Yep.
what would you like?
Anything you want.
I do want to add one last thing. I have never been this alive.
Ah. Well, that's the one thing too that people, maybe we will tell them this before the class. It's a secret, but lust and sexual energy is the energy of being alive, not just having a life, but actually living.
Yeah.
I got into a cab and the cab driver said, God, you smell so good. My friend wanted to pull me out of the cab because she was like, you're not going with him. I'm like, he's just complimenting me. I'm going to be fine.
Who knows? Maybe he'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, the cab story reminds me of when I was staying with Sangeeta. I had gone for like a girly week, and we were standing. We watched a movie late night, like in this beautiful theater, loungers, and we came out and we were like, it was late night and about like 12, 1 at night, and we were like, oh, and we were trying to book a cab in the Uber and the app or the internet. Something wasn't working, and we were just standing there. We were like just drinking something and standing there and going, "Oh, we need a cab." And right then, a cab guy came. There was no cab, no cars, no one. Just a cab came driving and said, rolling down the window,
Where
"Do
do
you
you
want to
want to
ride?"
go? Yeah.
We just got in and said, "Let's go." So it can be that easy.
Yep. If you're willing to receive, and receiving is all about sex, and sex is all about being alive.
Yeah. And asking for what you would like.
Yeah. Exactly. Well,
I
I
can't
can't wait.
wait, Chris.
I can't wait.
Yay. We're gonna have fun.
Yes.
Cool. 1 week. 1 week, kiddos. The countdown is on now.
Yes.
7 days. Yay. We'll see you guys there.
Yay. 17 to 19.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.